Hello and welcome back. I hope you are well. Today I'm going to take you through the art supplies that I'm bringing along with me on my 3-week trip to America. And I was originally going to do this video all in one, covering the art supplies and then the sketchbook that I'm taking with me. But I've decided to split it into 2 videos so that it doesn't get too long, and so you can pick which one interests you most, because I know some people love to know about sketchbooks and what kinds of paper artists like for traveling and things like that, or they just want to see inside pencil cases. So today we're looking at pencil cases. This one here is going to be the everyday carry pencil case. It has a strap on it that's elastic and it slips over the sketchbook. So it fits an A5 sketchbook, or if you pop these open it'll fit an A4, but I just leave it on A5. And we'll look in this pencil case first. I'll have some chapters down below if you just want to skip to this pencil case, if you just want to see the painting supplies in here, whatever interests you, it'll all be chaptered. So we will start with this pencil case, and I'll move this aside for now. So this pencil case is what I'm going to be using the vast majority of the time to sketch. It's got the sketching essentials for me, so it's got my graphite and it's got ink. Those are the 2 primary things in here. So I'll bring out first the graphite. So we have here 4 mechanical pencils, and this one here is a little bit special, so I'll move that aside. So I have a 0.9, if it's going to focus, there we go. A Graphgear 1000.9, and this has HB lead in it. I have shown these in, or some of these in videos before. We have a 0.5, this has HB lead in it, and then a 0.7. And this has 2B lead in it. This pencil is the pencil that I use the most. If I had to have a super compact setup, it would literally just be those 2 things for sketching. And this 4th mechanical pencil we have here is 0.7 again, but this, if I don't know if you can see, is pink lead, and it is erasable pink lead, and it's the Nano Dia by, I believe, Uni. And here that I just showed you is a kneadable eraser. This one is new, so it's still white. These do turn grey very quickly from picking up graphite, and I believe this is Jackson's house brand. I use the Jackson's house brand and also the Faber-Castell ones. I have found that these tend to not be as sticky as the Faber-Castell ones, so these ones I don't mind quite as much being outside of a container because they don't as easily pick up dust as the Faber-Castell ones do. So that's what we have in terms of graphite for sketching. And the rest in here, oh, and this as well can come under graphite. This is just a paper stump for blending. And then the rest we have in here is for inking. Now again, in terms of inking, the thing I use most, as most of you know by now, is a Unipin brush pen. And for fine details I use a 0.2 or 0.25. So in this case this one's a 0.25 millimeter. You can barely see it because it's starting to 0.25, there you go, it's starting to all rub away now. This is getting really old, this is on its last legs now. I use this for details. I have the 0.25 for the Sakura brand, and then I use 0.2 in the Uni Pin brand for the details. Again, if I was going super compact, I'd go with like this. And then here we have some ballpoint pens. I love sketching in ballpoint, so it's always nice to have some on hand, but they're also incredibly useful for filling in airport forms. So I've also got, especially this one, to also fill out things in the airport. And then this is just something for some fun. I have a brush pen in pastel red. I was debating on whether I wanted to take alcohol markers with me, and I decided in the end that I just wanted to take one of these along with me. This is water-based because I didn't want to deal with the bleed through on paper with the alcohol markers. And that's everything inside this pencil case. I don't know if you can get this kind of pencil case anymore. That's the brand. I can't remember where I got it from, but you can find all sorts of pencil cases that have these straps on them that can slip over sketchbooks. I like this one quite a bit because it opens out almost to like a tray, so you can see everything inside. And everything just fits in like so. And that's that pencil case. So we'll move on to the blue pencil case. So here we have I'd call this my main pencil case. I use this pencil case on a daily basis. It's the Smart Fit Lahit Lab pencil case, and attached to it I have a scholar symbol from FF14, my main class. So in this pencil case we have painting supplies primarily on this side, and then we have drawing supplies on this side. And in practice, the way that I'd handle this is I'd take out things from this pencil case and swap them from things in the red pencil case. And we'll start with the painting side, and we'll start with the Portable Painter Micro. You saw me cleaning and refilling this last week. These are dry now, they are all refilled and dry. And this just all slots together, and you have a nice little compact setup with lots of mixing space, even a little water mixing tray. But I do use a water brush sometimes for sketching, and when I tend to use just the water brush, what I use this for is I'll put this cloth inside like this, and that will be my setup for painting when I'm just painting with a water brush. It just saves space. You could also use this as another mixing surface if you're just using the water brush. But I have let's focus this a little bit. There you go. I have the micro palette, I have a water brush, I have a little cloth I've cut up to size, but I do have some paintbrushes here. These are older paintbrushes, so it doesn't matter too much if they get a little bit hit and smacked around a bit, but they are quite snug and secure in the corner of here. They're not like going everywhere and being bent around and everything. But these are some older brushes. So this is a round. When it has water, when it's filled with water and the bristles are all soaked, it does come to a sharper point than it appears right now, but the sharp point has dulled over time since this is an older brush now. I've probably had this brush 3-4 years, probably more like 4 years, and this is an older one as well. They're both by Pro Art because a local store carries that line. And all I did to make them fit in the pencil case was I cut off the ends, and then I sanded them down so they're not sharp. And they just fit in here now. And I keep them in here on a daily basis. This is almost set up like how I have it on a daily basis, but this side is very different. This side is quite similar to my daily setup. In this front pocket, we have a little tub, and I get these tubs from friends and family who get like sample pots for beauty products, and I repurpose them for art supplies. And we have in here watercolour. We have burnt sienna and French ultramarine. The burnt sienna is from Daniel Smith, and the French ultramarine is Schminke. If you're interested to know what colours are in here, I have PY150, and this one specifically is Yellow Lake from Sennelier. PV19, and this one is Rose Madder Lake, I believe it's called, from Sennelier. Indanthrone Blue, which I believe is PB50, and that's Daniel Smith. This is Phthalo Turquoise from Sennelier. Red Brown from Shinhan, and Orange Red or Red Orange from Mission Gold. So those are all the colours in there. And the reason why I don't carry an ultramarine, which tends to be quite common in a limited palette, is purely because I have it in here. There's no reason for me to have it twice in this setup. And this pot, I use this to do warm and cool toned sketches and paintings. And when you mix these two colours together, you get grey. And you can lean the grey more warm or cool. So you can get really, really nice shifting tones. So you can do value studies with this, but you can also have the warm and the cool element added to the value studies. So we have that there. And I tend to use these two together when I'm using this. We have a kneaded eraser here. I like keeping my kneaded erasers in pots like these, but purely because of how I've got this set up right now, I've had to take this out of its pot. I don't normally have this in my pencil case on a daily basis. This is I think it's a glue tape roll is what they're called. And this is for sticking things in my sketchbook, which is something I want to do while I'm traveling. So because this is in here, I've had to take this out of its pot. But usually it'd just be these two in the front pocket. There wouldn't be this when I have this set up as a daily basis thing. Moving on to this side, we have a mixture of drawing supplies and refills, because I'm most likely not going to use up everything when I'm away, but it's a 3-week trip, and some of the things that I use the most. So remember I said that the 0.72B is what I sketch the most with. I have refills specifically for this one. I'm not taking refills for the 0.9, the 0.5. There's going to be spare leads in the pencils, but I'm not taking these for all of the mechanical pencils I have. Just for this one, because I could. There is the potential that I could run out of lead for it, because I do use it for most of my sketching. This front pocket contains more graphite stuff. So we have the refills, we have a Mono Zero eraser. I can't remember, where is it? 2.3mm sized eraser for erasing fine details. These, as you'll see, I have a lot of these. These are clutch pencils. I've mentioned them in the past. They're all from, see if it focuses, Koh-i-Noor. And clutch pencils are essentially, more or less, thick lead mechanical pencils. And these particular ones hold 2mm lead. You can get mechanical pencil, clutch pencils, sorry, that contain much thicker lead like this one, which I'm not taking with me. And they contain much chunkier lead. You can even get lead for not just graphite, but even charcoal for these ones. But I'm not taking that with me. These two here are graphite. I've got 2B lead in this one, 4B lead in this one. As you can see, you can get them in different sizes. But all of these ones here are coloured pencils. These are all coloured pencil lead. So I have 6 different coloured pencils. As far as I know, Koh-i-Noor only offers, at least where I am, these 6 colours in their clutch pencil line. So we have green, blue, brown, black, red and yellow. And they're just 2mm coloured pencils. They're essentially a coloured pencil without the wood around them. These ones are not as soft as, say, a brand like Prismacolor, because Prismacolor is well known for snapping when you sharpen it, right? And if a Prismacolor lead did not have its protection, it would just be in smithereens before it even arrived to you or arrived to a shop. So these are a little bit harder. They're really, really nice for doing line art sketching. I tend to use these two a lot for sketching, but they are quite nice for doing light applications of tone and even doing some, not a whole lot, but some layering. So you can get quite a lot of different hues by mixing these 6 colours, or technically 5 colours and a black. We have all of those. We have refills here. Some of these leads are already quite short. For example, this red one here. Like I said, I do tend to use the red a lot for sketching. And these are refills. So all the shorter ones are from Koh-i-Noor. These longer ones are Faber-Castell. So I have the 6 colours here. That one there, see if it focuses. This one here is the 4B from Koh-i-Noor, and then the 2B lead is specifically from this packet. It's the 2B Faber-Castell. And then the rest that we have here is all my inking supplies. So these two here are replacements for the pens in my red pencil case, because I do like to do line art. So if I need to have a backup pen, I've got them in here. I don't have any more microns in the 0.25 size, so I'm just using the 0.2 uni pin. They're easier for me to find where I am. So we have replacements for those. We have this uni pin brush pen in light grey. And then whenever I do white details, I use a white jelly roll. You can't quite see that, but a white jelly roll. And that's everything that's in this pencil case. So I tried to keep it quite compact. I'm not taking like a giant watercolor palette or anything like that. I know some people love taking say like the metal tray palettes and things with them. I want to be relatively compact. I could go a lot more compact than this, but I am also wanting variety. I'm wanting to be able to do watercolor, graphite, inking primarily, and this is everything I'm taking with this pencil case as well. And like I said, I'm probably going to move stuff from here into here, and like I might put some of these in here so that when I'm out and about, all I'm going to really actually carry is this most of the time. And that's what I'm taking in terms of art supplies. So let me know in the comments if you have a particular setup you like to take when you go abroad, or if you just like to do plein air sketching in your local area. What do you like to take with you? Also, let me know if you find any of the things in here interesting. I know that the clutch pencils tend to intrigue a lot of people since they're coming back into fashion, I guess, art fashion a lot more now. The next video I'll do, which will probably go up next week, is going to cover the sketchbook that I'm taking with me and what I'm doing in terms of watercolours. So watch out for that next week. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next time. Bye!